Hey guys, what's happening? I'm just trying to get all the, I'm pushing the limit here. I'm just trying to get all the alerts out, let people know I'm going live. Give me 1 second. Alright. God, what's up with this? GME and AMC and Lucid, I mean, shit, it's all going on. Guys, like always, if you got any questions, anything like that, post them up here in chat. Got any stocks you want me to look at, just put the sticker up. Alright, so I'll try to keep up with it the best I can. If I'm in the middle of talking something, I'll come back and check and make sure. But we've got a lot to talk about, some things to go over, a few new things coming up and looking at. Just a whole bunch to go over here. Let me make sure we're all looking good. Alright guys. Here we go. So first, let's see what's GME's big one popping off right now. Look at this, guys. Kind of had like a little mini squeeze, didn't it? Went all the way up to 225. It is squeezing. There's no doubt about that. Well, mini squeeze. Somebody's covered. Look for this and look for AMC too. Take a look at AMC, see what it's doing. But, yep, see? Check that out. Guys, somebody covered. Let me put this on in the background here so I can see what's going on with the news and stuff on it. And let me get the squawk going. Oh, it's not squawk, is it? That and then put the squawk on. Okay. Squawk is on. Trying to get the other news up and going here. So I'm putting it on a channel that's mostly just AMC and GME. That way we can catch any news plots going. Let me see what he's saying real quick.
And it slows down. As we have days like this, I'm looking each day for volume, volatility, and just pure insanity to get more and more.
That's Matt Kors. He's a good channel. If the only thing you want to keep up with is GME and AMC right now, that's mostly what he's into. Let's take a look at Znga real quick and see if they've got any alerts out yet. Why is it AMC? Alright, come on. What's going on now? Let me hit refresh on this. Come on. In the internet, man. Gotta have some news now. Because I know I started a little bit late, a few minutes late, we gotta get into it here. Alright, sorry I didn't even have the mic all the way over here at me, guys. I got started a little bit too quickly. Let's see. I hope you can hear me better now. Yeah, back to Znga. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay. AMC shares are trading higher. Several stocks that have been unpopular amongst retail investors have seen momentum. Okay, no shit. Why? I don't even have one on GME. It's just AMC. Let's go back to this. Here, AMC, GME. Let's put GME up here since Yeah. No shit, it rallies with no clear signs of red fatigue. Okay, so there's no real answer to what's going on, and I don't have Ortex to tell us uh, any good information, and I don't think the one I have is updated yet. We can look at that real quick and see if anything's updated on it. Let's see. No, wrong one. Trading tools. There we go. Man, my internet's running for crap today. Guys, I'm sorry if there's any slowdown in the stream. Just trying to get some information about what's going on here. When did it? Where's it? Usually it's got a time here when it last updated. Okay, it just has today's date. It don't say what time. So this is probably not up-to-date information. Man. Alright, let's take a back look at the tickers here and see what's going on. Let's go to the 3 minute. Yeah, look how volatile this is. Man, I wish I'd have caught this. I've been home and caught this. Alright, let me see if there's any questions up here now. Nope. Guys, like I said, if there's any questions whatsoever, a stock you want me to look at, anything like that, just post it up in chat. You know, there are no stupid questions. You can ask anything. Let's take a look, while we're waiting on anything else. Let's take a look at Mmat. It was booming today, too. Yeah, look at that. So it was about 15 to 18%, something like that yesterday. Then another 7% today. I mean, that's almost a 30% rise in 2 days. If this one gets above, where did I have that one at? Let me see. Maybe it was a 6. Right here, if it gets above this area, that, let me mark that. Actually, I'm going to put it down here with all 3 of these. If it gets above 375, look for this and to start booming. I look for this not to even be a problem, this 396. The 4 might be, but I even look for the real resistance to be right here at this 423 on Mmat. Man, it's booming. So something I was looking at earlier and was talking to a guy about is Lucid Motors. You can see that it's had a rally point. Let me see if check Znga real quick on it. See if it's had any new news on it. I mean, I know it's been getting some news here lately. What in the world? Come on now. Let me put it in the news feed. And I want to go over a couple of things with this one too. So the latest news on it is, or it's a signal, Lucid Group share recent volume, hearing stock mentioned for unusual options on CNBC. So that's the reason why. What is the unusual options on it? Let's see if they say here. Let me put it in here. I mean, we had some the other day, but surely God, that's not what they're talking about, is it? Oh, we need to look at Hood here in a minute, too. They're having a call sweep for 45s on it. Alright. So, I'm playing this one. I'm out of day trade, so I'm holding this until tomorrow. I'm also got some Znga calls and shares I bought back in. Calls, I'm still holding the shares that we was talking about yesterday. We can see it's had a little dip here. I do look for this to come back down and cool down a little bit before it takes off again. But they just had a news report that they got approved for a patent on their the way, I think it was something to do about the monetization of the way that they do their games. They're not online. They're a phone gaming, like a mobile gaming. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do like several things at once here. Still trying to get caught up. But yeah, that's I think this is just people that jumped in hoping that news was going to take off, or it did take off, and then the profit takers. But I still look for this one to get above 9 easy, and then I look for it to get back up to here pretty easy, and then it's probably going to hold around this 10 to 11 mark before it continues on up. If it continues on up, let's put it like that. Yeah, you can see here on the 4 hour, the RSI is a little overextended, so it just needs to cool off a little bit. It's been running for a few days. Look, there goes AMC again. Right? Yep, it's bouncing again. Let me see if I can get in on some calls on this one. I also need to send out a tweet and let followers know. Not eye taking off. I don't know what else to say about it right now. There ain't no news. Just, I guess, give people the alert. I wish there's some news out about it already. Like, is this the squeeze they've been waiting on? Look at all these calls. Surely this just ain't, trading in sympathy with, like, support and all that. But that's a lot of damn sympathy. I don't know, I've been saying for the last week or so that this reminded me of the way it took off back in February, and that's the way it did in February too. You'd see it spike up, it'd come back down several dollars, spike up again, come back down several dollars, and just over and over and over again. I need to send out a message to here. Alright, let me check and see if y'all have any messages up, and then we'll get back to the tickers. Really? There's no stocks y'all want me to look at right now? I mean, we was talking about several earlier. Alright, if there is, just let me know. Until then, I'm just going to keep going over some stuff and some stuff I'm looking at, alright? Yeah, look at this little drop right here. Look for this to cool off. It's been running way too hot. This just doesn't feel like the squeeze. So this is just bullish momentum, I think, and it has to be. Because when it squeezed, it would take off, come back down, take off, come back down, take off, just like that. You didn't see it do like this, and it wasn't never halted. You know what I mean? Well, not like when it gets suspended, but I mean it was never slow like this. It was constantly moving up or down. I bet you this is momentum, and what you're seeing here is it's the shorts trying to pull it back down before it gets out of hand. That could be what we're seeing there. Let me run through some I was looking at here earlier. Overall, that has been up today. Not much. Support. It's been up. Yeah, this one's done for today. I actually looked for this one to come back down. I tried to buy puts on it earlier, back down to the 10. If we go out here to the 4, I'll show you the trend line I have drawn on it here. So here's what we was watching. This is the reason I got in. It's because I seen that it kept hitting these highs, and it kept butting up against this top here. And that's a bullish, that's what they call an ascending triangle. If we take out the orange one, the yellow one, and the purple one, and just go by this diagonal trend line and this top one here, or the orange or red one, whichever one, it kept coming up and butting up to it, and eventually it either has to break out one way or the other. And usually other people watch those kind of things, and when they see the breakout, they all start piling on. So that's something you can watch for. A couple of things I wanted to talk to some people had asked me earlier was about options. Guys, this right here is options. Let's see, what is it? Optionsprofitcalculator.com. I've posted this on Twitter, and I'll post it again with a bigger tagline on it. I think I just posted it before with a couple other things. It's a great way to check out, what profits could be. You got to remember the Greeks change. When the Greeks change, that changes the price with momentum and things like that. But it's a good way to get an idea. So let's say, let's take Ford for example, or Lucid. So you put in, well, first you want to make sure you're on the right one. So you come up here, you go on long call or long put. You put in the ticker here. It'll get the most recent price available for it. It's not always going to be the exact price it is right now. Then you hit select an option. Me, I selected 17th because it's a little bit further out. It's a little bit safer. If something goes wrong, I've got some time to think about what I want to do with it. Plus, when I was looking, the 25 calls on the 17th had a lot of volume. So again, if something goes wrong, I won't have a bit of trouble trying to sell it. So let's always go with the highest one because, might as well see what it would be at that higher price. So if we calculate it, if you have to buy them right now I bought mine at like 50, I think. If you have to buy it right now, so you hit calculate, you come down there and look. I've got mine set up to where it shows you the percentage and the price. So if it goes to 25, where is it at right there? If it goes to 25 today, you're seeing 114% or $74. Tomorrow, you're seeing $71. The next day, 26, you're seeing $67. And you can check it out at any price. If it's $24.50, you're looking at $45. If it's 24 even, today, you're looking at 30, 28. So, that's how you'd use that. But that's a good tool to have. It's Options Profit Calculator. I'll throw this up in Discord real quick for anybody that's in the Wall Street Bets New Discord. And I just realized y'all didn't see a damn thing I just said. Hang on one second. Let me get this. Sorry about that, guys. That was the mail guy. Okay, so again, the options calculator right here. Sorry about that. That's me getting ahead of myself again. But it's options profit calculator. I'll throw it up in Discord. Let me see here. And if you got any questions about it, just ask. But go make sure you're still on there. But again, I won't run through it as long as I did. But you just put in a basic call right here, or long call or long put. You put in the ticker here, get price. You select an option, like the 25th. You hit calculate, and then it'll let you know. You just run your mouse over it, and it'll tell you where about the price, the percentage, all that for what the date's out this way, the price is up and down. Now let me see if there's any messages here real quick. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I got ahead of myself. Can now look at options for which ticker? Just in general? You want me to go over them, or is there a certain ticker you want me to look at the options on? Shut up, doggy. Cool. Alright, guys, had to let the dogs in real quick. But so a couple of things I look at with options whenever I go into them. So let's again take a look at Lucid real quick to give time for the AMC and stuff to build out, so we can take a better look at it here in a minute. Alright, so if we go to Lucid, there's a few things I look for. In this one I've been playing, if you notice, if you watch my video on support and resistance lines, I make probably more than most people do. And what I do is I watch them. If you can see here, I've been watching this bouncing up and down right here. And what I do is when it comes down to support, I'll buy calls. When it goes up here and bounces, I buy puts. And you can see before this little spike right here, if we come back down to 15, or let's go to 1 hour, you probably see it a little bit better. Even before that, I could see that it was finding support here and was getting ready to bounce. So as soon as it hit up over the green 50-day, I bought in. Again, on a charting indicator video, what charting indicators do I use, and why should you use them? My green one is my 50-day EMA. Guys, these are well worth. I think in that video I make a good case on why you should use them. And I've got some more videos coming out on how to use them. Each one of them, I'm going to break them down in a separate video. The MA and MEA lines, the RSIs, and the MACD. But anyways, so once it got there, I decided I want to buy in. So the next thing I want to look at is how high can this possibly go? Well, I can tell if we go back over to the 4 hour, I can tell that it has consistently went at least $27. It has went up to 28, but you can see that there's a good case for it going back up to 27. So what I want to do is I want to go to options. Just making sure y'all still with me here. I want to go to options, and I don't want to play close to the day. There's also, guys, let me mention this real quick. There's certain days that a lot of options go in on. One of them just passed. That was the 15th of August. The next big day is the 17th of September. After that, it's the 15th of October. Usually they're roughly a month away from each other, and you can usually tell by it'll be the day that has the most volume. So if we look right here, you can see 27th. It's got a little bit more just because it's the next Friday. People want to buy the in cheaper. But before that, it did not have this volume here. But if you look at the next one, look, it's lower. And then the 10th, it's lower. And if you come to the 17th, we're starting to get back up into 17,000, 2,000, 3,000. So we're starting to get those big high calls again. This is usually where the big money plays too. So I'm looking for a high open interest volume. And my next big one is the 17. The next thing I want to look at is the delta and the theta. And I want it to roughly be at, like if this is 0.3, I'd like for this one to be 0.03. And that's close enough within that range, 0.3, 0.03. If it was 0.05, or if it was 0.5, I'd want the other one to be 0.05. You know, that's roughly what I'm looking at. But you got to remember, the further you go out, the less it's going to be. And they will catch up as the time gets closer. So if you're unsure about the delta and theta, go to an options calculator. Use that, see what your profits could be. But make sure you try to pick one of these that has decent volume in it. Anything over 1,000 open interest, it should be pretty easy to sell if you get in over your head. So from there, I want to pick which one do I want to buy at. Again, I usually go with the cheaper one, but with this one, at the time, I went with the last, just because I wanted it to get filled. It was only at the time, it was only $1 more. But you see that this is in cents, right? That's because one of these contracts gives you control over 100 shares. So you times that by 100. So even though right now this is at 68 cents, you're going to pay $68 for it. And you don't have to wait for the expiration to make money on these guys. At any time you can sell this as long as there is a buyer for it. That's the reason why we go for the higher volume ones, right? You can see just today on the 25, it's up 78%. And I'm pretty sure I bought that in the red, so I should be up about 78% on that too. Well, you can see that it's at $68 and I bought it at $50. So I'm 51. So I'm $17 up right now on that call that I paid $50 for. So that's not 70%, but that's up there. That's not bad. And I think I picked up 5 of them. Picked up, not picked up. But yeah, I mean, and there's another play we was playing here is CLF. Now in this one, instead of having horizontal trend lines, what I did, if we come out here to the 4 hour, is I drew my lines first. So I wanted to see where I was at. And I started noticing every time it hits this top line, it comes back down. So that's a good time to buy puts. Well, what about when it goes up? Well, every time it comes down to the 200 and bounces, it comes back up. So if we look at this, if it comes down to the 200 or below, it bounced. Down to the 200 or below, bounce. Now, if you're playing shares, you might have to hold a little bit longer. Like if we look at this one, we would have had to held through this dip and went back again. Same thing here, would have had, unless you just wanted to take, I mean, that's from 16 to 19. So that's not bad if you had a few shares, but if you want to hold through the dip, it will come back up to here. So again, I ended up buying calls when it bounced. So when it got back up over the 15 EMA line, I bought in, and I just sold this morning. Now I could have held it and made more money, but when I go into a trade, I always set a plan. How much money do I want out of it? Where's my stop loss? Like, how much am I willing to risk? And at that point, I'll get out if it gets that low, and I stick to it. If I make that profit, I get out. I don't care if it keeps going. Guys, the best thing you can do for yourself in trading is learn when to take profits. Who cares if you top ticket? You know, good for that guy who done that. Take your profits and run. Because that guy who's trying to top ticket, he might get it every once in a while. But he's going to lose a lot of money trying to hit that every time. Alright, let's take a look and see what AMC is doing. And then I'm going to check on your questions while we do that. Alright, like I said, if there's any tickers or anything you want me to go over, we'll go over. If not, then I want to take a look at a few things I've been looking at here. Let me make sure y'all still with me here. Okay. So one of them, and I posted this on Twitter yesterday, was Wells Fargo. Now we can see today it's followed the green 50-day all the way up. It's been bouncing. It's looked good. I think you should go over to Twitter, check out my tweet on it. There's some good information there. I'll show you right in just a second. We'll just skim it real quick. But I believe that you can see here that it hit the 200 and it bounced. We have the green 50-day over the 200, and now we have the 100 MA over the 200. So I believe this is bullish from here on out. We might see some pullbacks, but overall I believe we're good. Now, the news I was talking about, if we go over to the browser again, go to Twitter, where's it at? Right here. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go back up here to the top. So originally I posted this image. I was showing that the green 50-day had popped over, and now the 100, the same thing I went over with y'all. And I was just showing that whole spiel I just told you. It's a broken trend and it's heading up. Another thing I posted was a lot of call options coming out. I don't know if you can see that as well, but you know, there's a lot of 52 5 calls. Now this would be good for shares or calls, whichever one you feel more comfortable about. Here I'm showing the volume on some calls, so we can see 169,000. This is for the 15th of October. You don't have to play this far out, but I think this is a good play for this one. 69,000, 14,000, 26,000, 19,000. That is crazy volume for this stock. And then there's a couple of news articles you can look at showing why there might be momentum for it. Sorry guys, I feel like I'm losing my voice here. Sound like I got the morning voice. Yes, I can look at those. Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I thought you were telling me earlier you wanted to look at options. Yes, I will look at that one too. OPTN. Yes, let's take a look at it. Yeah, if I ever miss something like that, man, just type it out again and I'll catch on eventually. I'm a little slow. Is that right? OPTN? $2,000, this one? Let me make sure I got that right. OPTN. So overall, yeah, I mean, it's up over the 50-day. This is the 4-hour chart. Let me look at the day and get, yeah, you can see where it's had this big long trend down. You can play these bumps, even if it don't break trend altogether, you can play these bumps in it. I mean, that's good from, oh, I thought it was $2,000. Sorry, it's $2. I just now seen that too. Man, my eyes are gone today. I'm sorry. So from about 2.3 to 3.7, so those are good little bounces to play. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look too bad, man. You can see on the 4-hour. Now, if you're not familiar with the EMA lines, they do change from time frame to time frame. You can see here now it's up over it. So it just depends on what time frame you are. So when I was showing you the day chart here, and I switch over to the 4-hour, that's the reason why that looks different. So yeah, it's up over the 50-day. I mean, if I was going to hold this longer, like if I was hoping it went back up to here, then I'd like to see it up over the 200, and I'd like to start seeing these 15 and 18 day start crossing over the higher number. I mean, what you'd expect out of it is the 15 to cross over the 50, and then both of them start heading up, and then they cross over the 100, and then they start heading up, and then it crosses over the 200, and they start heading up like that. But overall, let's go a little bit further down. Yeah, see, it's had a good little run here, but it is hot as hell. Look at this RSI. This is going to have a pullback. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. It's going to have to pull back in order to kind of calm down. So this big of a run, that high up, I would expect it to come back down to the 50-day EMA, which by the time it gets down there will probably be around 269. But if it got lower than 260, let's say 3 or 262, then that might be a point where I would start wondering, you know, how low is it going to go? If it got below the 200, that's when I would probably get out of this until it hit bottom and see what it does. But yeah, you can see if we pull, again, back to this 4 hour, you know, if we have to put a trend channel on this, we can see it's broken out of trend, but this play from 2.2 to 2.7, that's not bad. If you had 100 shares of that, that's a few little dollars, you know. If you had 500 shares, you know, you're probably talking, I don't know, quick math, $50 to $100, you know, whatever, who cares. But, yeah, I mean, that's not a bad little play. But it is starting to get back up here toward where it does come back down. It looks like if we pull back, just like I was talking about that other, looks like every time the 200's been acting as resistance. So every time it gets up over that, start looking for a pullback. But yeah. Alright, so the other one was SESN. Okay, so this one had to sell off. I remember this one. And the 4 hour, I'll go ahead and tell you, the 4 hour does not look great. But again, I know this stock. I know the play on it. See, whenever you come back down to the 50 minute. Again, on this one, I'd like to see it up over that 200 for it to be a better play. If a person wanted in on this, this 15 minutes is the best we want to get as far as charting goes. Yeah, I'd like to see it up over the 50, a test of it where it comes back down, touches it, and bounces. If it got over the 200, I'd be bullish as hell on this. But I would not, I mean, look at this right here as I show you this chart. Is this a chart that you would put, I don't know, $2,000 in? No, you wouldn't put $2,000 in that. Why? Even with good news, you wouldn't do it. So why not wait on that confirmation to see? You know, if we wait for it to get up over the 50-day or the 200, you're talking about 16 cents to get up over that 200. And that will show us if it's bullish enough to keep going and make some money on it. So it's worth waiting on that confirmation. Trust me, I mean, do your future self a favor. Wait on that confirmation to see, is it going to be. And, I mean, if you buy in now and it takes off, what? You're 16 cents ahead. That's it. If you buy in now and it doesn't go anywhere, that's money lost right there. And who knows how long you'll hold it just to wait and see. You know, a good stop loss, if you have already bought in, a good stop loss for this would be right there at the 93-cent mark. If you don't want to risk that much, if you got like 1,000 shares in it, The other one would be at the 99 mark. But I would like to see it at least up over this price range here, which is at the 118. But if it's over the 200 and it's confirmed to be over, it just didn't peak over and that's it. By confirmation, I'd either like to see it come back, retest it and bounce, or have a good candlestick above it, or even a couple of good candlesticks above it. But I think if you was to get over this 118, that would be a safe confirmation. If you had a candle that opened and closed above the 118, I think that would be pretty decent. Oh, your messages? Yeah, I'm sorry. It just took me a second to get through to it, buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't up there. I thought you was talking about going over some options. I didn't know you was talking about the actual stock, and I should have known. I seen the sorry, I seen the money sign after it was too late. But yeah, you did call it out right, guys. That's another thing too. A good way to let me know that it's a ticker is to put a dollar sign in front of it for y'all that are new. But yeah, man, that was just my F up, alright? Sorry about that. But I hope that helps you out with those. But yeah, I always prefer to wait on confirmation. I know it's a little bit hard to do that, but it is well worth the wait. If you have a thing like Weeble, that's another thing too, guys. This platform here, Weeble, it's free. You don't have to have an account through it. As long as you got an email address, you can sign up. You don't have to put any money into it. If you decide to sign up and put money into it, you'll get free stocks. And I think right now, if you use the link that I have below, they have a deal going on right now to where you and I both can get stocks, and you'll even get 2 extra stocks than what you normally would by using that link if you wanted to do it. If you don't want to have an account, then just use that link or go to Weeble. It don't matter, and you can download this for free. It doesn't cost you a thing. You even get the level 2 for I think 3 months for free for signing up. But I know one of y'all was talking to me earlier about Thinkorswim. It's a lot like this platform too. You have the charting that you can draw. You have the MACD, RSI, and MA. One of the ways you can change the MA and MEA is whenever you click on it, you got them brought up. If you'll come over here and click on the little gear, you can come in here and change them in length. Then you go to style and you click it. See if you watch it disappear over here. If you don't make sure it's clicked, they won't pop up. But I have the colors set up to where I know what they are. But these ain't the colors that are normally set up with them. They usually have these like pastel type colors. But that's a good way to set those up. Yep, AMC bounced. Look at that. Kind of a weird double bottom. I mean, technically that's not a double bottom, but it is going along with the trend. A double bottom like that. That's more of a kind of like a flag. It's a good sign going into tomorrow. I actually picked up a few more. I've been holding since that 28 or 29 dip, but I picked up a few more after this run here. I picked them up on this little dip here. Is there anything running hot right now? T-Cat's crashing. Nope. Ain't nothing worth day trading right now on that one. Oh, and guys, too, let me show you this while we're at it. This has been Znga Pro. It is expensive, but they have a 2-week free trial, and they have a 50% off right now. If you use the code BACK, the number 2 in school, You can get a half off right now. But the 2-week free trial, you don't need a credit card, just a email address and a phone number. And it is well worth it. I use it a lot. Ever since I started using it, it's become one of my favorite trading tools. This is a setup I have. When you get it, it'll look like this, and you can set it up any way you want to. I suggest one of the easy ways to get started is hit the kitchen sink one right here, and it'll set you up. The signals are over here. There's a news feed right here, watch list, and details. And that's what made me want to set mine up like this. See, I have my signals over here. I have the advanced news feed. I have a details page right here, and then I have the calendar. And the calendar has earnings. It has mergers and acquisitions, analyst ratings, all that stuff. It is well worth the money. That is the best tool I've bought besides the, well, I didn't buy it, but the Webull, besides the Webull ticker that I use, the platform, this is the best by far. And guys, if y'all use any of this stuff and you got any questions about it, ask me. I don't care one bit to help you out. I'm all the time looking at this stuff. I'm trying to get you back. There we go. Ford's another one I've been looking at, guys. It's finally, it's in, yeah, look for this little pullback too, guys. If you're in Ford and you see it pulling back, you know, look, it's been running hot for a couple of days now. It's going to have to pull back some in order to continue going. But you can see that we had this sell off, and then we had this bounce. It's due to, we had to sell off, especially this one right in here, due to they had to close some plants down due to chip shortages and stuff. But guys, the stock market goes on whims. So that was yesterday's news. As soon as some good news come out, you've seen it start turning around. If that good news wouldn't have went out, you would have seen this go down to probably the 1122 mark. But you can see that it's crossing over the 50-day. Excuse me. I played it off the 15-minute chart, and you can see that I waited for the, well, I mean, I played that earlier bounce too, but I waited for it to get over the 50-day to get over the 200, and as you can see, if this continues to go up, that 100 will cross over too. This is another one. If we look at the chart and the drawings, I have a bunch of support lines because I've been watching it a long time, and I believe this one's easily going back up to between $14 and $15. We could see, I mean, as long as we have good news and no bad news come through, we could see it go back up to 16. But technically, this one has not broken this 4-hour trend line yet down. So right now, we are solely playing this on the bounce. And if, by doing that, we're guessing it's going back up to 1450. I think I played the 14 calls and the 15 calls on this one. Guys, is there any tickers or any questions you want to ask me before the end of Power Hour? If they are, right now is the time to do it. I've got some more videos coming out this evening on a couple of things. Oh, Texas. But I told you I had a couple of things here for you. Right here, Spotify. This is one I've been watching. You can see this is a 4-hour chart. It was in a downtrend, and now it's broken that trend. It's up over the 50-day. It's come up over the 100-day, and we're looking for it to come up over the 200. I've already bought in on this. I've got shares and options. It is bullish as hell right now. If I come back, let me go back to the 4-hour. If we come back, you can see that it could go back up to here. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't, go back up to this 388. But the play that I'm playing on is it coming back up to this, what is that, 280 mark. So I've got this set to take profits at 274.90 cents. And the reason why it's not 275 is because the common numbers like that, 270, 275, 280, those are common stop losses. And I want to make sure that I hit that. So I backed it off by about 10 cents. So I set my take profits at 274.90 cents. But I think this is a really good one. If we go off how long it's climbed before in the past and what it could now, even from right here, well, even from right here at the 270, that's roughly the right one. That's a 21% gain, or $49, and that's roughly about 39 days. So usually things climb a little bit faster, especially under good news and good momentum. So I would expect it to be up to that point in about 30 days or less. If it keeps going like this, it'll be up there in 2 weeks, but to be more conservative, let's say 30 days. Coin's back on its bounce. Spice had some news too that Boeing is backing Branson's other space company. Yeah, the dude has 2 space companies. Is backing it. They've already backed the. Let me pull it up here. SPCE, the Virgin Galactic. They've already backed this one, and they're backing the other one too. That's the reason why it's trading like this. And what we've been waiting for is it to get above this orange line right here. And you can see that's up above it. It's up above the 50. So I'm going to buy calls and shares on it. Well, technically I already have the shares, but I'm going to buy calls on this one too. So if we go by what we've been talking about, we go to the 17th, we look at common days, the 30 calls don't look bad, and the 35 don't look bad. If we run it through the options calculator real quick, and guys, another good reason that you use those indicators is because other people use them too. And like when that showed that it was up over that 50-day and up over that resistance line, that's going to signal it's time for other buyers to buy in too. So that's the reason why you watch them, is because where it signals other time for buyers to come in. Let's go with the third first. Let's look at the $30 calls. Calculate. So even if it only gets up to the 27 in the next day or two, you're looking at $10 or more. If it gets up there tomorrow, you're looking at $18. But if it does get up to about 29, you're looking at 77, 68, 57. And if it does get all the way up to the 30, you're looking at 126, so forth and so on. That's for the third. If we come on out to the 10th, we do the 30 first. Calculate. Yeah, even the 29. So, yeah, it looks like the 10th on the 30, or 17th on the 30th are your best bets for them. Yeah, that's by far your best bets is those. Give me 1 second. I'm going to buy one of those real quick, or a couple of them. Well, there we go. So yeah, I bought two for the 10th on the 30, and I bought two on the 17th for the 30. All right, guys, that's it. That's the end of our day. I'll put them other videos up. We'll have this tomorrow. I won't be able to do Power Hour, so I'm going to try to do it a little bit more in the morning, probably around 10 or so. If you want to catch up with me then, I'll post on Discord and Twitter before I go live. I hope to see you there. Let me see if there's any messages before I go. Alright, guys, y'all have a great day. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button. Alright, bye.